Hey everybody, Phil Easy here. Today I'm going to take you through how I like to plant my tomato seeds, underneath grow lights early in the season to get them ready for transplant out into the greenhouse. I like to get a head start. We have a lot of snow and cold weather up here, so it's really helpful if I can get a head start on the tomatoes. If you want to see how they turn out, take a look at last year's videos. I have some videos on the tomatoes, even canning and all that good stuff. Check it out. So the things we're going to need today for planting those tomato seeds underneath the lights are, of course, tomato seeds. I happen to use a variety called a mortgage lifter. I'm not paid by these guys or anything to say that. It just happens to be the one that works well in our climate. I would recommend you figure out which ones, talk to your local seed banks, go to the seed exchanges, talk to your local gardening stores, find out what varieties grow well in your area, grow those ones. I used to try to experiment with all the different kinds of tomato seeds. I'd have 4 or 5 different varieties going a season, and at the end of the day, what I boiled it all down to after years and years of doing this is grow the type of tomato that grows well where you live, and you'll have consistent tomatoes year after year. So yes, that's why we happen to use this mortgage lifter. It's a great one, very large, good for canning purposes. We will also need water. We'll need the tray. We're going to need some soil. I'm going to use the 6 cells for this one. I don't want to transplant my tomatoes too many times. You could start them in smaller cells, but then you're going to be transplanting them up more times. It's a little bit more effort, a little bit more disruption to the roots when you transplant them each time. So I'm going to go in the 6 cell side, and I'm also going to water them from the bottom, so bottom watering. I'll show you that. Last but not least, I also like to make sure I label, so masking tape and a pen, label the date that you planted your seeds and what the variety is. So thanks for watching. We're going to get started on it now. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and any comments are always appreciated. I'll do my best to respond to them. Thanks. All right, so we're going to start by filling up the 6 cells with our seedling starter mix. That can be, you can get that at any local hardware store usually, or at your gardening supply stores. I just scoop a bunch in, fill it to level. I give it a shake to help settle it, and then I press it down just gently. Take out all the air pockets so your roots have a nice area to grow through. Once that's settled, you're going to grab your seeds. Always read the back. You don't have to memorize this stuff. Seed depth. You're going to want to figure out how deep to put your seeds. They say tomato seeds here 1/4 inch or 6 millimeters, so not very deep. Usually it depends on the size of the seed that will end up dictating how deep it goes. Smaller seeds closer to the surface, bigger seeds deeper. So for me, I like to put in a cell, I'm going to put 2 to 3 seeds just because it's not 100% germination rate. So I just lay them on the surface because I'm going to do 3, just a little triangle, not too close to the edge, not all in the center. The goal, or what's going to happen in the end, is 2 or 3 of these might grow up, and then we're going to end up basically cutting the weak ones out and letting the strongest ones survive in the cell. So we're going to end up with a single tomato in each one of these cells, but we don't know which one's going to be the strongest genetics. We'll find out pretty soon. So there we go. I've laid my seeds on the surface there. Extra seeds saved for the next round. Then I'll take a little bit more soil, spread it over the top. Again, only that 1/4 inch or 6 millimeters deep, half a centimeter. And then I really gently pat that again. This one is now done and ready to be watered. I'm going to repeat this for the other tomatoes. Okay, now we've filled up our trays with the soil. We've patted it down. We've put our multiple seeds per cell in. We've added the soil on top of that. We've patted that soil down gently. I've done it for 4 trays here, aiming for about 24 tomato plants. We grow a lot. We like to can our food. So now I want to label it before I do anything else because it's really easy to lose track if you don't label. So I just use a simple masking tape, pen, whatever. I put the name of the tomato. This one's a mortgage lifter. And more important, I put down the date. It's March 15th. and that way I'll know. So I actually have 4 trays. I'm going to write that out 4 times. I'm going to call it an ML because I can recognize what a tomato seedling will look like. If you don't think you can, then make sure you write down that it's tomatoes, but it'll be pretty obvious. So ML, that'll remind me that it's the mortgage lifter. I wrote it out 4 times. We'll tape it on, and then we'll bottom water these. Put them under the lights, and then we'll be done. So like to stick that on a clean surface, wipe the area. Sometimes there's dirt on there, then your label won't stick. And in a spot where it's not going to get wet, or else the labels peel, fall off, and then you are back to square one where you don't really know which plant is which. Okay, last step is to get the tray with the cells underneath the lights and water it. Like I was saying, I like to bottom water feed these, so I will fill the bottom of the tray up. Probably about half an inch maybe. What we'll do is we'll let the water sit in here. It should all absorb up. If I put too much water in after about half hour to an hour, there's going to still be water in the bottom of the tray. I will then pour the excess off, but this will probably all absorb up in here. So that's it. It's that simple, guys. Okay, go ahead. Okay, everybody, there you go. That's how I like to plant my tomato seeds underneath the lights to get them an early head start on the grow season. So when I get them out there, they're already a good size and we get a really good production at the end of the year. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, thumbs up, subscribe, and we will see you guys next time. Take care.